Alright guys, it is Rusk Daddy here, here with another TI Qualifier betting guide. Today we're going to be going over the best region of the six, North America Dota. They currently have 2 people qualified, both TSM and Evil Geniuses, so we have about 12 teams duking it out for 3 spots for TI. The playoff bracket is the same as every other qualifier, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that. We do have commentators now, so we get the Sunsfei and Cinderin combo and the Cap SVG combo. 2 amazing combos. I'm looking forward to watching a lot of these games. When we're going to get into the teams now, we got Sonics. Sonics is a solid team top to bottom. I think this lineup is far superior than the previous one in Season 2. And this lineup is also very similar to the lineup that they took to TI last year. Minus Fada plus SVG. So this team has experience, and I think that they're going to steamroll their way through this tournament. They have, on a skill level, they're superior than just about every team out here by a significant amount. Now we move on to Nouns. Nouns is that team that is good enough to be in the games, but they don't have what it takes to win the games against the top teams. They're always in that 4th spot behind TSM, Evil Geniuses, and Sonics. They had a really good showing in Season 3, actually. Beating Evil Geniuses the first week when maybe Evil Geniuses wasn't quite gelling with their new roster with Fly, so maybe they took advantage of that and got an easy win there. And then in the playoffs, or the tiebreakers, they lost to both Sonics and Evil Geniuses, so they couldn't make it to the major. But overall, good team. Costabile is a very strong carry. Gunner is a very strong mid laner, so their 1-2 combo is super good. Moo has a ton of experience. He hasn't really been a name that's kind of popped off, but he's done good enough to do well. Wildcard Gaming, I think this team, I don't know where to go with this team. They're good enough for North America that I think they probably sneak into that 3rd slot. But overall, this team just isn't... They're not going to have a player that stands out and really takes over the game. Sammy Boy is great at social media. He's always relevant in that sense. He's moved 5 or the last season or 2, I can't remember when he made that switch, but it's actually looked pretty good for him. I think he's matured a lot too, so I really like that. I think he is what this team needs to keep everyone in line and get ready to roll. So yeah, I like them for this third slot, but to win it, I don't think that's going to happen, obviously. And then another team that I like, they made a slight change to their roster from Season 3. They picked up this Kits guy from Dogchamp, and then Speed moved back to the 3 role, and that 3, the offlane is where Speed kind of really gained his MMR and became this top 10, top 20 player in North America, so I really like him not playing mid anymore. I think that's going to be a good slot for him. DNM has been a really good carry for the entire season. And then this giant albino zebra support duo, I think they play pretty well. So I'm excited for this roster. I think that it could do well. It's not looking good in the futures market. I think they have them at, 3,300. So no one really gives them a chance. And obviously I don't think they're going to win it all either. But I think they're a bit of a dark horse that could probably win some games, string together a couple victories and win some matches. I'll make note of Arkash here down at the bottom. They will probably not see too much action this tournament. Let's see who they play. They'll probably play the cut, so they might win that series. But I've learned with Arkash Gaming, don't bet money lines and spreads. You never know what they're going to do. If you do want some action on an Arkosh game, just take the over and enjoy the game, because they have a lot of clowny games, a lot of games that end up like 60 to 50. Just bet the over and enjoy. Don't think about it with these guys. Okay, so now we're going to get into some of the futures and then first round matchups. Those are out, so we can take a look at those lines. First thing I want to point out is Sonics at minus 225. If you saw my tweet earlier last week, they opened at minus 200. So I said if you see that line at that price, go ahead and max it out, whatever your books will allow. Between a couple of different books, I have $600 in this future, just because it is so value. You can think of it like this. Sonics is going to make the finals almost no matter what. The only way they don't is if their boot camp building catches on fire again and they have to forfeit a series or two. So having that line at minus 200 against most likely either nouns or wild cards, that's going to be really good value. The line will probably be closer to 350, 400 in a best of 5, I'm guessing. So if you're getting twice that value, grabbing the minus 200, minus 225 right now. So grab it while you can. I think it'll continue to go up. Next, we have nouns. They are at plus 200. I don't like this price, just because Sonics is so much better than the rest of the field. I would need to see like at least 400 to feel comfortable putting some money into nouns. I like them. They're probably going to get second, but at that price I can't take. Now wildcard is a little interesting. They're coming in at 1600 right now. I think that's enough to take a stab at. I think they're clearly the third best team, but at 1600 I don't see why I wouldn't take a little. Maybe even like a little $5 splash at them. Nothing too much, but they could surprise some people. It would take a lot. It would be pretty crazy, but you never know. It's Dota. Things happen. And then the last team I want to touch on, mostly just because I like their logo. 5-Rat 4 Staff again. I talked about them a little earlier with their new lineup, but they're coming in at 3,300. I think that's a bit disrespectful. There's teams like Alpha and KBU that even have better odds than them, but I think that this team can make a splash, win a series or two, and then go from there. Alright, so now we're going to get into some of my picks for the first round of this qualifier. Being that it's so top heavy, there's just not a lot of value out there. It's hard to find games that I really want to bet on. Looking at Sonics, right now they are minus 1100 for 1.5. On the money line, they're minus 20,000. There's nothing really there that you can bet on. Best you can do is putting their minus 1.5 into some parlays and get a little extra juice there. But even then, on the off chance they do throw a game, you don't really want to be on the hook for that. This series right here I like. We have Alpha versus 5-Rat 4 Staff. I think that, like I said, I'm a believer in this 5-Rat 4 Staff lineup. Can they win the series? Probably not. Alpha's a pretty good team. I do like the plus 1.5 at minus 225. I think that's some decent value. It's a lot of juice, but I think it hits pretty easily. Alpha is one of the teams I refuse to bet on. They're a really good team, don't get me wrong, but they do some pretty throwy looking things, and for that reason I will never bet on them, but I will gladly bet against them. So that's another reason why I really like this 5-Rat 4 Staff plus 1.5. Okay, then next we have Wildcard Gaming versus The Cut. Wildcard Gaming, this is actually a respectable line for these guys. I think that they should win this game pretty easily still, and the money line is only at minus 200. This is for sure something I want to play. You can get the minus 1.5 at plus odds. A little leery about that just because I've seen Sammy Boy playing a lot of Arc Warden in his pubs. If they pick that, they probably lose. So I'll just stick to the money line on this game. But even minus 200 for that, I'll throw a couple units at that, make a unit back, and call it good. Last game of the first round, we have Nouns versus KBU US. I've seen a couple of people hyping up this KBU squad, but they run into Nouns first round. The minus 1.5 is at minus 500 right now. You can parlay Nouns minus 1.5 with Sonics minus 1.5, and it'll come out to around minus 250, 300, depending on your odds and the books. I don't mind that. I think that is very likely to hit. Like I said, the Sonics one felt is really bad, so that should hit very easily. The Nouns ones gives me a little concern, but there just isn't much action in North America Dota for betting right now. So at least till we get to the upper bracket, semifinals, finals, grand finals, etc. This first round is very uneven, so either take it if you need some action, or just save your money for as we move further into the series. And that'll have it. That is the North America betting guide. Hope you guys found something you enjoy. If you need to see something else, please let me know. Otherwise, let's go make some money.